I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse?
Nerdrotic.com.
What we've gotten over the last year, because there's been a glut in entertainment news, is a fuckload of rumors. But then we got this yesterday, and I don't know whether to believe it or not. Tom Holland has denied that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be returning for Spider-Man 3. During an interview with Esquire, Holland, who has played Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since 2016's Captain America Civil War, strongly dismissed rumors that both Maguire and Garfield would be reprising their respective Spidey roles for the untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel, which officially entered production towards the end of last year. No, they will not be appearing in the film, he firmly told the publication when asked about the possibility of the two actors returning, unless they have hidden the most massive piece of information for me, which I think is too big of a secret for them to keep from me. But as of yet, no, it'll be a continuation of the Spider-Man movies that we have been making. No secret, not a fan of them. Not a fan. I think Tom Holland is fine. I think he was fine in Civil War and Infinity War, but in his own movies, he's Spider-Boy, not Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Boy?
As far as I'm concerned, when you depict a live-action version of the character, it doesn't matter how many times it's been done like that. So don't use the motherfucker. If you're so hell-bent on not at least acknowledging what's core and fundamental to the character, not saying it has to be exactly like the comic book, but if you can't at least address fundamentally who the character is, don't fucking use him. That's not what the character's there for. He's not there for you to sit up there and get it's a free for all. Well, now I want to write a version of Spider-Man. Here he is. Now he's looking up to Iron Man, and he's not, there's zero independence and all of that. It's just like, it's not Spider-Man anymore. It's just a guy swinging around and shit in a red and blue suit.
He's a sidekick.
But that's it. That's not Peter Parker.
At least with Spider-Man is that he was burdened by responsibility after Uncle Ben died. And that's what we're not getting with Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
No, he's too worried about his fucking phone and Iron Man and shit.
His girlfriend and stuff like that. He's not being an adult like he should be.
When your 13-year-old son, whose favorite character is Spider-Man forever, like at the end of the movie goes, that's not Spider-Man, then it's not Spider-Man. It's just not. It's MCU Spider-Man. People can like it in the objective, subjective context of what the MC universe is, and it certainly works fine in Civil War and Infinity War, but the actual Spider-Man movies they're not very good. Spider-Man was only young for a very short period of time in the comics. While he did weep once in a while, like, when he was very upset when Gwen Stacy died and when Uncle Ben died, he didn't whine and cry as much as this one does. And he's also, I think he's got a little bit of the Andrew Garfield that he's a little bit too cool. But overall, Tobey is the GOAT, and Raimi Spider-Man is the GOAT for me, and Spider-Man 2, as flawed as those movies are, I love them to death. And Tobey looks like Peter Parker. Just missing completely ugly by this much. Speculation has been rife over the possibility of past Spider-Flick stars making a comeback for Spider-Man 3, with Maguire and Garfield being two of the names cast up in the tangle of wed rumors. A previous report stated that Garfield will be back and that Maguire would be joining him if Sony and Marvel managed to close the deal. Despite Holland's flat-out denial of their involvement, Disney has a history of misdirecting fans and leading them to believe that certain things will or will not happen in movies. On several occasions, red herrings have appeared in Disney's marketing. So there is a chance that Holland could be sworn to secrecy. So he's lying. They're going to have to start doing that. That this is something that sports has done for a long, long time. General managers lie all the fucking time. But you don't want your star lying. The star could simply say, I don't want to answer that question, or I can't answer that question, and leave it to Kevin Feige to lie or the director to lie. I think it's dumb if they don't bring in Maguire and Garfield, especially after the rumor went on for so long. People will just be disappointed. I think it's a great idea. Fuck it. This is the year of fan service. Disney, Warner Brothers, they can't fuck around. There are no theaters.
Whoa, what?
When I say no theaters, I'm primarily talking about New York and California, where the most theaters are. There will not be open theaters here at full capacity for this year. Maybe even in a couple, 3 months at 25% capacity, then another 2 or 3 months, it'll be 50% capacity. And I cannot see it moving above that until next year. Some stuff is opening up slowly here. We have a ridiculous tiered system. By the way, just have to update it. Sorry, folks. But, and again, this isn't partisan issue. This is just my governor here. Very close to getting him recalled. Very close. And it's because everybody's pissed at him because our system here has been mad. It's been ridiculous. It's been insane. 60% of our business is gone in this state. 60%, including my wife's. Spider-Man 3's casting lineup, confirmed or otherwise, has been teasing a live-action Spider-Verse multiverse crossover of epic proportions, which could be intertwined with latter events in the MCU, particularly Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I was looking forward to Tobey coming back, although I'll be honest with you, I don't want it to be just a cameo. I think that would be cheap. I would rather see a Spider-Man 4 directed by Sam Raimi. It can still be done. There's no reason you can't do it. You can just say it's a completely separate universe and we're just finishing a story and let Sam Raimi go out on top. I think that would just make all the money you would possibly want to make. And what stops most of these things, folks, is egos. The only new factor in Hollywood of late is ideology trumping profits. But it still comes down to egos. It really does. So I don't know if and maybe Tom Holland's not down with this. Who knows? Maybe these were all bullshit rumors. I have no idea. I heard there was set pictures. But there's been a lot of assumptions because there's been a glut in entertainment. And, rumors drive audiences. They do. And I don't judge anybody for that. By all means, talk about all the rumors you want.
Spider-Man.
If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. And if you did this with your favorite YouTuber as well, I'm sure they would appreciate it as much as I do.